Hi, friend. Dr. Nancy Trimble here, still talking about that California Law 2098, which forces medical doctors to force you to take an experimental reformat shot. And this is very rattling for me. And one of the things that's brought up in the law is this research study that was published by the CDC. So, you know how I am. I looked up the research study, and I'm going to share this with you. And it took a little bit of digging, and actually, this is in subsection B. It says that vaxxed versus unvaxxed, your chances were 11 times greater to die. So I found this article with the headline about that, and it's from, let's see, where is it published? Oh, the Washington Post. Okay, media. So we're quoting media here. And in this article, it mentions 3 separate research studies that were all done between the dates of either April to July 2021, or this one's June to August 2021. And this one is, let's see, this one is from April to July again. And so if you look at these articles, yeah, there's a lot of numbers and it looks very compelling. And I couldn't find, oh, this one's April through December. Sorry about that. And I couldn't find actually where it stated 11 times. There's a lot of numbers. But think about this. This is a short amount of time for a research study. And actually, it was just a compilation of numbers that were coming from urgent care centers, hospitals, and lots of authors, which I'm not sure what that means. It just could have meant that there was, in this case, 25 US jurisdictions. So these are spots in the United States that were chosen, and all 3 studies are the same thing. It was, this is 13 US jurisdictions, and this one is 9 states. And it's not the whole state, it's just 9 states. And this to me is kind of a limited study with the premise in mind that this is what we're trying to prove. We're trying to prove that if you get the reformat shot, that you are safer and less likely to die. This is what it doesn't bring in at all. One of the studies brings in age. The others do not. The other thing it does not bring in is comorbidities. Now, we're all experts on this public health jargon now. Comorbidities, as you know, means what's your underlying health or disease before you got COVID. And that had a huge ramification. I remember early on in when we were shut down for 2.5 weeks, which it was in March of 2020, it was those people that had high blood pressure, either controlled or uncontrolled, people with high blood pressure because of the medication they were on, that ACE2 inhibitor. And then as time went on, we found out that the elderly were a lot more susceptible. And we found out that obesity had a very definite factor in your risk of getting and dying from COVID. None of these things are mentioned in this compilation of numbers. The other things that are not mentioned are who got early treatment, who was sent home to use zinc, to use quercetin, to up their vitamin D, to up their B vitamins, who got some of those early drugs, which were on the market at that time, which which some people say don't work at all. Other people say, like, yeah, they really, really do work. And mostly it's a virus killer, and it is a virus killer and something that stops your body from replicating the virus. And what about monoclonal antibodies? That was a very well-known early treatment that wasn't utilized as much. So none of those things are mentioned in any of these articles, any of these compilations of numbers. This isn't a research study. This is a retrospective, meaning looking backwards in time. So we're going to base a whole law in one of the largest states in our union that removes the ability of a trained professional to work in their profession because of these faulty articles. I have a big problem with that. And so it makes me want to take more notice of other things that are going on now, and we have to take a stand. So stand with me, and we're going to do some more deep dives into this. But you know what? You cannot just read the headlines. You cannot just read this headline from this very well-known newspaper and believe it. You can't do it. So do me a favor, turn off the news, go hug your neighbor. Bye for now.